How you doing, everybody? Vasu Vada Party on this Memorial Day, May 31st, 2021. Hope you all had a good weekend. Very enjoyable weekend so far for me as well. Hopefully it was for you. Watching a lot of baseball, a lot of basketball. Thank you to all these servicemen and servicewomen, everybody that has served, is serving, and will continue to serve. Thank you for everything that you give to us as a nation and as a country, for our freedoms and everything that goes with that. So we appreciate that. This is your day, and we want to make sure we recognize you here at Stables Media and make the money and run. This is Make the Money and Run podcast minute. I'm Vasi Vadaparty, Casey Freelove, Charlie O enjoying their Memorial Day. A couple of minutes here to talk about the weekend. What's going on in the NBA with the fan behavior? Too many incidents going on in the NBA by fans who think they're part of the game. Kyrie Irving nearly had a water bottle thrown at him and hit him after yesterday's blowout victory over the Celtics. What's wrong with fan behavior? I just don't understand what's going on, but it's not right. He should be arrested, and they should take his season tickets away for life. Any bad behavior like that should be done with and swiftly adjudicated in terms of what they have to do to keep people like that out of it. Ruins a great fan base in Boston for the rest of the fans that are good. So let's try and not make that happen anymore. If you see anything in a game that you're at, definitely mention something. Get that rogue element out of the stadium and out of the arena. All right. Also, speaking of bad behavior, Marcelo Zuna of the Atlanta Braves. What is going on with players? I mean, in front of police, doing the things that he did to his wife. I mean, he could say goodbye to his career right now because I guarantee the Atlanta Braves and that organization will not bring him back. What a terrible story for him and his wife and his kids as well too. So he was arrested on Saturday for allegedly doing some things that were clearly not right for a man and woman. But that's not the biggest problem he's got. He's going to face jail time. Losing his career is not going to be the biggest problem. He's going to face jail time, and he will be found guilty because it was witnessed by police in the incident on Saturday. All right, let's go to the games. Enough of the bad stuff. Again, Make the Money and Run, powered by Stables Media. Welcome in on Monday, Memorial Day. We've got early baseball to go with. Early picks today. I'm going to give you an early pick right now. The Tampa Bay Rays visiting the New York Yankees. What a spirited series that was. All you got to do is watch the 5-game series in the division series last year between the Yankees and the Rays. Mike Brosseau with the home run off Chapman in the 9th inning in San Diego to allow Tampa Bay to move on to eventually beat Houston and eventually get to the World Series against the Dodgers, in which they lost 6 games. Tampa Bay, Rich Hill going today, and the Yankees, who are having offensive problems. Jameson Taillon, the former Pittsburgh Pirate, pitched pretty well for the Yankees, but the Yankees have no bats right now, as evidenced by the fact that they lost 2 out of 3 to the Detroit Tigers on the road. It's tough to swallow losing a series to the Detroit Tigers, but they are professionals there, and they've got young pitchers that are going to make an impact down the road with Spencer Turnbull, who has one of the 6 no-hitters this year, Casey Mize, a first-round draft pick a few years ago, and Matthew Boyd, the best thing on that rotation for Detroit. They get a few more bats. They get a couple of hot bats. In a few years, they'll be able to contend, and hopefully Miguel Cabrera will be around to stay for that. So as far as the Yankees and Rays go, I'm going to take the under 8.5 in this game. The game starts at 1 o'clock Eastern, 10 o'clock Pacific, and 45 minutes from now, that game will go off to start the Memorial Day schedule of baseball. Some of the other games that are going to go on today, Phillies and Reds are going to play it at 2 o'clock. Tigers, Brewers also at 2. San Diego Padres took 2 out of 3 from the Houston Astros over the weekend. They are going to go to Wrigley Field and play the Cubs. The starter was announced for the Cubs. It is Stewart going for Chicago and Chris Paddock, the sheriff. Cole Stewart for Chicago, Chris Paddock for the San Diego Padres. The standings in the West, the 3 best teams in baseball right now: San Diego Padres, San Francisco Giants, Los Angeles Dodgers, St. Louis not that far behind at 30 wins. They lead the Central. The New York Mets, who were postponed yesterday, have some good news. They were going to get Jacob deGrom last night against the Braves. The game got postponed due to rain. They are off to, where are the Mets off to? They are off to, I'll tell you in a second here. They are off to Arizona, where Jacob deGrom will get his start against Merrill Kelly tonight. Game of the night, St. Louis Cardinals, Los Angeles Dodgers. Dodgers just lost 3 out of 4 to the Giants after sweeping the Giants last weekend. Dodgers have had a rough week here. Not everybody's healthy, but Bellinger's back. Seager a few weeks away. And their bullpen's still a little shaky based on the extra inning game on Friday. The pitching did not come through on Saturday and Sunday, and Julio Urias got hit hard on Saturday afternoon. So 3 out of 4 lost to the Giants. It's still May 31st. Calm down, Giants fans. Yes, I did do a lot of talking last weekend when they swept, but that's all it is, just talking. There's a long way to go. We're at the 1/3 mark of the season, game 54 for those of you math whizzes. This is the second third of the season. We'll see where teams are as we approach the All-Star break and the trade deadline at the end of July. Pittsburgh, Kansas City, Washington, Atlanta. Those are always spirited series as well. Joe Ross against Charlie Morton. The Oakland A's in first place in the American League West, game and a half over Houston. They go to visit the suddenly playing well Seattle Mariners. Logan Gilbert, one of the big prospects for the Mariners, is going to start against James Caprelli, and the A's are, as I said, they're game and a half up on Houston. They're 3.5 up on Seattle. Big 3-game series up in the upper Northwest. Hello to all my friends up in Seattle, getting ready for that series as well too. So Oakland, Houston, Seattle all playing well in the West. The Angels split the series with the A's over the weekend here in Oakland in the Bay Area where I'm at. Now they'll go on to San Francisco and play 2 games there. How about Shohei Ohtani? What a monster he is. Home runs, pitching. He pitched great on Friday. But he's not going to pitch against the Giants, so the Bay Area, the west side of the Bay Area, will not get a chance to see Ohtani pitch. But what a hitter he is, leading the big leagues in home runs right now. The Toronto Blue Jays are red hot. The Blue Jays lost yesterday, but they were hot coming into the weekend. They took 2 out of 3 from the Indians, and they are on the move to Buffalo. They're 27-25. The top 4 teams, there's 6-game difference between the Red Sox, the Yankees, and the Toronto Blue Jays. Boston has 32 wins. Actually, they have the best record in baseball. San Diego, Los Angeles, San Francisco, San Diego, and the Red Sox. The 3 best teams, Tampa Bay has 34 wins. Boston has 32. The Padres and the Giants have 34 and 33. So it's going to be an interesting American League East race. The Tampa Bay Rays, we said, take the under against the Yankees. 34-20. They are 1 game ahead of the Red Sox, 4.5 against the Yankees, who did just come off the 2 out of 3 against the Tigers. So it'll be an interesting series for Rich Hill. Always spirited when they go to New York. Tampa Bay plays really, really well against the Yankees in New York. The Central Division, Chicago's starting to separate itself a little bit. Their run differential is plus 80. They've only played 52 games and plus 80. That is an unbelievable mark for the Chicago White Sox. Tony La Russa has that club playing well. They've won 4 in a row after the sweep over the Orioles this weekend. Sorry to Jason Connell. How you doing, Jason Connell? Baltimore Orioles, 13 games in a row they've lost. I believe that's right. Yep, they've lost 13. The Arizona Diamondbacks just broke their 12-game losing streak with the win over St. Louis yesterday. And then the Detroit Tigers, as we said, 2 out of 3. They've won 3 in a row. They are 10.5 back in the Central Division. So a lot of baseball going on today. As I said, the early pick, the Yankees raise under 8.5. Let's move on to the NBA here a little bit. The Brooklyn Nets offensively, there's nobody that can match the Brooklyn Nets right now. 148 points they got against the Celtics. They take a 3-1 series lead. They covered the 8 points very easily in Boston. Of course, the bottle incident totally made the game secondary, but the Nets have a 3-1 series lead heading back to Brooklyn for Game 5. 12-point favorite for the Nets going into tomorrow night's game. That series could be over as well. Lakers did not have Anthony Davis in the second half. They lose to the Phoenix Suns. That series even at 2-2. They go back to Phoenix tomorrow night. Tuesday night game in Phoenix in the land of the sun, Valley of the Sun. Phoenix an early 4-point favorite for tomorrow night as well. All the road teams have won in the Clippers-Mavericks series. The Clippers end up blowing the Mavericks out by 25, 106-81. Easy cover for the 2 games on the road for the Clippers. Both 3-point favorites, easily covered. Yesterday's game stayed under. Clippers defense came through. Luka struggling. Mavericks only get 81 points at home. Not a good look. They go back to Game 5. We'll see if the trend for road teams continue in the NBA. And then the Atlanta Hawks have a 3-1 series lead over the New York Knicks. The Knicks were the 4 seed coming in. You wouldn't have believed it if you saw them play early in the year, but Tom Thibodeau gets all the credit. Their defense gets a lot of credit. But Atlanta's shooting too well right now. They got the first game victory in Game 1 a week ago Sunday. A comeback win by the Knicks in Game 2, and then 2 blowout wins at home for the Hawks, both -5 on Friday and Sunday. Vasu had them -5, 2 winners on the Atlanta Hawks. This weekend they'll look to close out that series on Wednesday. I believe they play in New York, Game 5. So some of the NBA happenings that are going on as well too. We'll update the NHL on our regular podcast. Tomorrow we'll have a special one at 4:15 Eastern, 1:15 Pacific, the Make the Money and Run podcast. Vasu Vadaparty and Casey Freelove. Charlie O will be on assignment, and then we'll be back to our normal schedule on Thursday and Friday. Enjoy the rest of your Memorial Day weekend. This is the Make the Money and Run podcast powered by Stables Media. Check out stablesmedia.com for all the different shows we have, as well as if you're interested in doing podcasts, get in contact with Stables Media, and you too can have a podcast right here in this format. Have a great Memorial Day. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Enjoy the games. A lot of day baseball. Basketball tonight with Philadelphia and Washington. And Philadelphia and Washington and you know what? I should know this. Philadelphia and Washington and Memphis and Utah tonight. That's it. Memphis, 5.5-point underdog. Utah, 2-1 series lead. Philadelphia, an 8.5-point favorite, looking to sweep Washington. Milwaukee already in the second round with a sweep over Miami. All right, I'm Vasi Vadaparty, Make the Money and Run podcast, powered by Stables Media. We'll see you on Tuesday, 4:15 live on Facebook and on YouTube. And if you miss any of the live broadcasts, including our pick segment at the end of each show, download and subscribe anywhere you get your podcast. Apple, Google, iHeart, Spotify, SoundCloud, anywhere you get your podcast. Look for the symbol up there in the corner, the Make the Money and Run symbol, and download and subscribe, rate and review. We greatly appreciate it. You can get to us on email at mtmarpodcast@gmail.com. Casey, Charlie, I have individual social media pages. We'll post our picks out there for the rest of the day and during the week. Have a great Memorial Day. Enjoy the games. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 4:15 right here on Make the Money and Run.